Tonight, a follow-up to a Tipline investigation. We broke the story about 2 weeks ago about Steven Pybrum, a felon who just got out of prison and is now running for Congress. After our first story aired, some of Pybrum's former clients called us, and they say the man who wants to represent you in Washington has a dark side.
Physical threat. I thought he was going to break my legs.
John is referring to a letter he received from Pybrum and Company last September. Now, John is not his real name. We also spoke with Kim, and that's not her real name either. Both agreed to tell us their stories, but only if we agreed to conceal their identities. Steven Pybrum, a Santa Barbara certified public accountant, did their taxes for years.
We trusted him, yeah. We trusted him.
Well, a former Santa accountant will be spending time in prison for tax fraud.
In 2012, they learned Pybrum was headed to prison for underreporting more than $1 million in income. He deposited money from his CPA business, Pybrum and Company, into a bank account for a nonprofit he created called Foundation for Harmony and Happiness. It supposedly helped couples avoid financial disputes. Pybrum served about 2.5 years. He was released from prison on July 31st, 2015. 7 weeks later, John and Kim received this letter from Pybrum's company. It claims they owe the firm money. And get this, it says, quote, Steve may have made some new friends that will help him with collection activity if you don't pay. But why cause all that stir? You know that Steve, one way or the other, will collect.
What is he going to do? Hunt me down? Is he going to send somebody after me? I felt like it was a threat. I felt like he was saying if we don't pay him this money he thinks we owe him, he's going to do something to us, to my family, to my kids, to my wife, to me. So it was scary.
I truly believe, since he was in jail, and that somebody would send a letter like this, that he would act out on it. So we were, and still are, very, very scared.
They called the police, who took a report, but that's about it. And they installed security cameras around their house. Then, in February, they received a letter from an attorney threatening to sue them unless they paid Pybrum.
I don't believe we owe him any money. He actually owes us money for all that we've been through.
John and Kim say they were audited by the IRS. They claim Pybrum messed up their taxes so badly, they've had to pay tens of thousands of dollars, and they're still paying.
We were guilty by default, and all of his clients were getting audited after he was in jail.
And then the icing on the cake. They received an email from Pybrum for Congress asking for campaign contributions.
And I could not believe that. My first thought was, well, how can a felon run for Congress? There's no way, there's no way this guy, we would want him to be a congressman for California. I was just blown away. No way can this guy be a congressman.
And in case you're wondering, yes, a felon can be elected to Congress here in California. Mr. Pybrum did not return any of my phone calls or emails for the story. I did talk with the California Board of Accountancy. The state is in the process of renewing his license, but the CBA did tell me it has received complaints about Pybrum. That enforcement action will go before a judge in May. As for John and Kim, they plan to sue Pybrum if it comes to that.